how would we see it in our health?
Got you. So, main things are chronic fatigue syndrome.
Okay.
So that would be labeled CFS or ME, right? So you don't have enough energy to do the things that you want to do.
Hello and welcome to Peaceful Rebellion. Well, here we are with a lovely lady called Catherine Maud, but we call it CJ. How are you, CJ?
I'm very well, see. How are you, Gordon?
I'm super duper. I'm incredibly hot. It's incredibly hot here. I mean, I can't begin to tell you how many liters of liquid I've lost today. What's it like there?
Well, I know you're from the UK, but you don't live there. Do you know it's been crazy in the UK, for the UK, right? So it's been up at 31 up in Gateshead, Newcastle.
Yeah.
But the UK houses are built to keep the heat inside, so we're all cooking. We're just cooking alive. So yeah, it's been wild the weather.
Right. So you live in the Gateshead area, do you?
Yeah, I
Okay.
live on the river in Gateshead. I'm an honorary Geordie, so I'm a Welsh girl.
I
Um,
was just going to say, I can hear this mix of accents. Yeah.
yeah, I'm a Welsh girl, but I've lived up here for it's nearly 20 years.
Oh,
Yeah,
right. Okay.
yeah.
So yeah, very familiar with the Geordie accent then, yeah.
Oh, I am. I love it. Yeah.
So, CJ, why don't I know you reached out to me a while ago, and it wasn't specifically to talk on the channel, it was just to connect and things like that. But you do a very special kind of work, don't you?
Yeah.
Which I thought would be interesting for the channel. Tell us a little bit about what you do.
Well, I am a mineral balancing practitioner. It sounds fancy, right?
It
But
does.
it's all about bringing the body back into balance by avoiding mainstream medicine and pharmaceutical interventions. So we're all about going back to nature, utilizing Mother Nature,
Hmm.
and just giving the body what he or she needs to bring about homeostasis and wellness and equilibrium, using food and what we've got around us and getting back into the balance of how we should be, you know? So that's what I do with people. I have a clinic and I also teach other practitioners how to do that as well.
Oh, fabulous,
Yeah.
fabulous. And let me tell you something about, I've been kind of awake to what's going on, certainly to pharmaceuticals for 20 years. When I look down the road of minerals, I always get a bit confused because I hear this, you can't take minerals because your body can't absorb them. You've got to take them through your food, but it's never very clear what it is I'm supposed to be taking. So
Yeah.
why have we got this kind of mystery about minerals?
Well, because they know it's what we need.
Ah.
Like everything. Okay, so there's dark shadows around all the good stuff that we should be doing. We know that it's always hidden.
Yeah.
And that's why I think it's made out to be so complicated because they don't want people to be well and happy and thriving. We are minerals. We are energetic, vibrational frequency beings, right?
Yeah.
And as part of that spark, that divine spark, we need copper and we need vitamin A and we need all the good stuff to spark that mitochondrial energy production. And our ancestors have always known that. So
Mm.
that's why we need sunshine. It's why seawater and why trips to the seaside always used to be therapeutically
Yeah.
prescribed to people. So the our serum is seawater. So we are electrolytes. We literally are. We're swimming in them. And they get depleted in quite a catastrophic way by living in the Hunger Games of planet Earth. They really do. Yeah. It's a known physiological response. You know, we lose magnesium, sodium, potassium, copper, all the good things when we're under stress. And that's why we're all walking
Okay.
around frazzled.
I was just going to ask you, how would we know that we were mineral deficient? How would we know? What signs?
You're human living here. That's the only sign that you. So if you're living on this planet in this current day,
Then we're
uh,
deficient, yeah?
where you're deficient, the soils are deficient. Therefore, the animals that eat off the land are deficient. The plants that we eat from the land are deficient. So all the food is nowhere near as minerally repleted as it was.
Sure.
So we're not taking it in.
Yeah.
Water. So if you think of how water used to be, like a beautiful spring water being filtered through all the different rocks. What are rocks? They're minerals. So
Absolutely.
they have the minerals filtered through them. So the water used to be alive, energized, had a certain frequency about it. Now we have council pop, right? We turn the tap on. We have our recycled tap water, and there's no minerals in there. It's dead. It's pretty much dead water.
Yeah.
So if you're not doing that, you're having water from plastic bottles, same kind of thing. It may have the minerals, but it doesn't have that energetic frequency the water used to have when we were living off the land. So yeah, food,
Mm.
air, water, and then the stress. So I don't know anyone that hasn't been through some kind of stress in their
Sure.
life. I don't know
Mm.
anyone. Even just the commute to work, or the children, or the husband, or the wife, or the job, the boss. Forget what we've just been through the last 6 years. That, is a crazy one. It did a number on our mineral profile.
Mm.
But life be life in, and yeah, it does. It does a number on our mineral balance.
Okay. What, how, what happens to the body? How does it manifest a mineral unbalance or deficiency? How would we see it in our health?
Got you. So, main things are chronic fatigue syndrome.
Okay.
So that would be labeled CFS or ME, right? So you don't have enough energy to do the things that you want to do.
Yeah.
And it's not just, oh, I'm a little bit tired. It's this awful bone crushing fatigue. And even if you don't have those labels, people don't have enough energy to get through the day. Okay, we're
Yeah.
reliant on caffeine, on,
Mhm.
energy drinks. We're not sleeping properly. So I would say the main things are being tired but wired.
Tired but
Okay, so
wired. Yeah.
our adrenal glands are literally pumping out stress hormones, which eats up our minerals and makes us both tired and wired. So we're running around like weird zombies. We've it's just a weirdness. Not being able to sleep. Okay, so not being able to get to sleep, stay asleep, or wake up refreshed. Not many people sleep very well.
Okay.
Ability to digest food. You need minerals to produce stomach acid and bile. And if you're not doing that, you can't digest food. Who's bloated? Who's constipated? Who just has a weirdness in their stomach? That's minerals. Um, what are the anxiety? Huge.
Right.
Depression, huge.
Mm.
It's all the normal bodily functions that we should all have optimum levels, and we just don't. Do you honestly know a well person? I don't.
I was thinking as you describe that, really you're describing the 21st century population, so all of
Yeah.
that and more.
All of that. So it's basically across the board. Everyone I see or I speak to is minerally depleted, and I
Mm.
can see from their tests anyway, right? But
Yeah,
um, even just having conversations with people who I don't work with, I just think, oh, bless you, you just need a bit of a boost. You need a mineral boost. And then, it's a bit of a game changer when your body swimming in the right frequency. Can you imagine? We're made of minerals and we don't have enough. We're not firing on all cylinders.
absolutely.
That's the
Yeah.
best way to describe it.
Uh-huh. Okay, then CJ. So we've identified that we all need to sort ourselves out. What do you do? How do you identify what somebody's short of? What's your job?
So I do use hair tests. They're called a hair tissue mineral analysis. So I do use hair tests, and I do use blood panels, which go through a lot of the the minerals and where they should be. People don't need to do that. I do it for a more tailored approach.
Mhm.
But if you're looking just how can I support myself on the daily, I would be the easiest thing you can do is remineralize your water. So any water that you're drinking, add good salt. So we're not talking table salt, we're talking Maldon salt, sea salt, Himalayan salt. They're full of minerals. Add salt to every glass of water and a pinch of potassium, then you're remineralizing your water.
Okay.
Yeah, and get magnesium is a really good one. So there's something called the magnesium burn rate. And that is the Hunger Games that we're all playing, making us burn through our magnesium stores. And magnesium is needed to make ATP, which is energy. So the more stressed you are, the more fatigued you get.
Hmm.
So we know our grannies used to stick us in Epsom salt baths.
Hmm.
They knew, Gordon, they knew what they were doing. So Epsom salt baths are great. You can go to the seaside and have a dip, if especially now it's summer, you can do that. You can transdermally put magnesium cream on your skin. Beautiful, really high absorption. And of course, you can take magnesium supplements. Glycinate is great for sleeping. Marley is great for energy. What I would say is that the other electrolytes, sodium and potassium, need to be supported first before you delve into magnesium,
Okay.
because magnesium can actually, it's quite hard on the adrenals. So
Okay.
needed, but that would be the order of play.
Very
So
nice.
very cheaply, you can do that. You
Okay.
can really cheaply do that.
Tell me how with the potassium, what should we choose? What is the right potassium? Because there's such a lot on the market, isn't
Yeah, there are. The cleanest and cheapest potassium that isn't being marketed by somebody famous.
there?
Okay. So I like to use potassium chloride powder. It's
Okay.
relatively inert for people. I don't seem to see any reactions with people when they take potassium chloride in terms of gut health or anything like that. You can buy it in bulk. You can
Right.
get it on eBay. Potassium chloride, food grade, has to be food grade.
Hmm.
I think a kilogram is something like a tenner. It's
Oh,
pretty
okay.
cheap, and that'll last you years. It's pretty
Yeah.
cheap. Um, so that's a really good source of potassium in your drinking water.
How do you take it? So what would you recommend as a daily intake of potassium?
Brilliant question. Would you believe that we should be having 5,000 milligrams of potassium a day? That's the RDA coming from everyone's governments.
It's a
Okay.
lot. What, does that work into 5 grams?
5 grams of
Yeah,
potassium.
wow.
That equates to 7 cups of cooked vegetables. Now, I
Wow.
don't know about you, but I've never eaten 7 cups of vegetables in my life in a day.
That's a
Is it
lot. That's a lot
a
of
lot?
up to, yeah.
Yeah, and you've got to do that every day, right?
Hmm.
And even the food doesn't have the potassium it should anyway.
Yeah.
So we're all not getting enough. So if you can look at the diet first and get, it's quite yummy actually, all the high potassium food. Things like yams, plantains, sweet potatoes, normal potatoes, asparagus, really nice, you know,
Okay.
good foods. So if you can concentrate on watermelon, get those foods in your diet. Coconut water,
Oh,
amazing
yeah.
electrolyte. If you can add a pinch of salt to coconut water, then that's a great way to get your potassium in. Um, yeah, oranges, for not you don't want to be, drinking lots of fresh orange juice because of the sugar, but a full orange
Okay.
um would be good. There's so many ways of getting potassium into the body. And when you're
Yeah.
cooking your veg, don't throw the water out. That's
Drink
where all
it.
the goodness is. So you can drink the veg
Yeah.
water.
We used to make gravy out of the veg water.
There
That
you
used to make
go.
it taste so beautiful. That was
Yes, there you go.
yeah.
I still do,
Uh-huh.
I use the veg water for what I would never throw it out. It's like the elixir. Yeah, that's the
Okay.
wealth.
Okay. So, when you were going back to when you were talking about seawater, Here in Spain, in the on the southern coast, there are many bars that have Mediterranean water, and people come in and they take a shot a day before they start doing their tapas and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And people say that it's that water, and obviously it's water that's taken from a few miles away from shore, so it's good quality
yeah,
Mediterranean water.
yeah.
But they
So
swear by it.
yeah, it's probably very high in magnesium,
Mm,
that type of water.
mm,
Yeah,
yeah.
wonderful. If you can get it, wonderful.
And I think the government was trying to ban it.
Of course they were. Then you know it's good.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. So you have a clinic, yeah?
yeah. An
And
online clinic. Yeah,
an online clinic, yeah.
yeah.
So what would typically happen if somebody were to come to you, and how would they find you, and what would they expect?
Great question. So think of mainstream medicine, and when you would go in to see your GP and you have 1 minute, they might have even pushed the boat out and given you 2 minutes now.
That's right, yeah.
You're only allowed one symptom to be discussed at a time, okay? And you're in and then you're out with your pills. Think of that. Think of what I do is the complete and utter opposite of that. So I call myself the mineral detective. So I
Okay.
like to know everything about a person, so their entire health history, not just health, their life history. Who are they? What have they been through? What experiences have they been challenged with? What do they eat? What do they drink? What are their stress levels? How do they sleep? What are their hygiene practices in terms of stress and sleep? So it's very holistic. I like to know all of that. And then what are their symptoms that they're manifesting in their body? And then we look at their blood work, we look at their hair test, purely to see how the stress that they've been living has affected their mineral status, which lets me know how much energy their body's able to produce,
Yeah.
which will show me how optimal all the body systems are performing. So it's a great way of really understanding what's going down on the um, foundational level. So they call minerals the spark plugs of life.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
So I'm getting understanding of people's spark plugs,
Hmm.
or not. A lot of people, there's not much spark in the plugs.
Sure. Sure.
Yeah. So
Absolutely. Hmm.
so we look at that,
Hmm.
and then they get recommendations based on lifestyle. We look at nervous system support, the most important thing, because you can
Okay.
stick the supplements in all you like, but if the nervous system isn't calm and in a receiving mode, to know what to do with them, if the body's nice and calm, then you're pretty much wasting your money, right?
Yeah.
So it's nervous system support. We're looking at vagus nerve. We're looking at trauma release. So what you do, so you're into all of that good
All
stuff.
the all the trauma
All of
stuff.
that good
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So I'm only one person, right? So I have a network of amazing people that do these really cool quantum technologies and quantum healing modalities that I can refer people out to,
Yeah.
depending on what they're facing or what they have faced.
Yeah.
And then we've got nutrient and food-based recommendations, which will replete the body, and then they're good to go. So it's a whole systems approach. Certainly not one or 2 minutes.
I mean, it sounds absolutely marvelous, and I love you. I love your enthusiasm as well. You can see that you love what you do. Yeah,
I
it's
do.
very
I
clear.
do.
It's
Yeah,
very clear. So let me ask you a question. For example, you do online. If I live in Spain, so what would happen if I wanted to come to you, and how would we organize a hair test or a blood test or whatever?
Oh, yeah. So, depending on where you are in the world, and I'm a root cause protocol consultant. That's kind of the mineral training that I've received, amongst other things, but mainly it's RCP, it's called.
Yeah.
Um, so there we know from experience where people can get their testing done.
Oh, okay.
So people reach out to me all the time, and either I myself can send you a hair test, which you can send back, and then usually private clinics. Um, so I will send you a list of blood markers, and then the private clinics will do that for you. The US and the UK, so easy.
Hmm.
Okay, so we've got labs here that we've got profiles already set up, the RCP profile it's called, and you can go off and get that yourself. But in the rest of the world, it is a little bit more tricky where
Yeah.
you do have to use private clinics, but
Sure.
actually relatively easy. People do get the markers, no problem.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What does it if you went off and you got your blood done and your hair done, what does that normally cost? Typically in the UK, for example.
Okay, so the UK, the HTMA, the hair test, is typically around 80 to 85
Well,
pounds.
that's reasonable, isn't it?
It's, do you know, the hair test I love because it's non-invasive. You're
Hmm.
not having any needles or anything, which means it's great for kids. It's great for the elderly, and it's great for chronically ill people who sometimes don't have the energy for a blood test, right? It's
Oh
it's
yeah.
quite it's quite a stress on the body. So the hair test is really cheap, and we can work just with a hair test. It's not
Okay.
preferred, but if that's what people can do, that's what we do.
Sure.
The blood test in the UK is about £200.
Right.
So yeah, it's a bit more of an investment.
Uh-huh.
But I mean, some of these bloody tests are like thousands of pounds.
Sure.
And you only need to do it once,
Hmm.
so we can see where you are. Um, yeah, so it is an investment, but why wouldn't you invest in yourself?
It's the best investment that you can make.
Yeah,
Truly
it
is. Yeah.
is.
Yeah. Better
Yeah,
than gold, investing in gold. Yeah. Invest in
100%.
yourself. Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Hmm. Let me ask you about the doctor in front of your name. What's that
Yeah.
about then?
So I am a research scientist. So I did a PhD in chemistry back in the day, and then I was really blessed with terrible health. Okay,
Okay.
so God blessed me and give me some brilliant challenges to face in my life,
Mhm.
and I then researched natural health off the back of that. So originally chemistry, which has been a brilliant tool actually for me to understand all the things that I work on now.
Yeah.
So that's the doctor. Yeah. So not a medical doctor. Thank the good Lord, not a medical doctor.
If somebody wanted to organize an appointment with you, what would they need to do?
Literally send me an email. So I think you're going to link my profile below.
I'll have it
And
in
yeah,
the video information. Yeah.
yeah, and it has my email address on it. And just,
Okay.
yeah, just reach out and I will be able to send you all my information. And there are some videos you can watch of me if you feel inclined to
Mhm.
see if like what I do, or if you want any more information. Yeah,
Okay.
it's really
Do you have a
easy.
channel? Do you have a channel on YouTube?
No, I'm really undercover, Gordon.
Okay.
I'm very much undercover.
Oh,
Yeah, so I don't advertise myself anywhere. So yeah, it's people find me. It's it's
brilliant.
it's brilliant. Yeah, people just find me.
All right. Okay. Well, you've sold me. I've got some brilliant notes which I'm gonna action because yeah. So I
Maybe
might
we should do some testing for you, and then we could do a live analysis if you
I would
want.
love to do
Wouldn't
that.
that be great?
That would be the best thing in the world.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, good. Oh, good.
Okay.
So now, so we've talked about you and what you do and everything. And I think it sounds absolutely wonderful. Let's just do a little shimmy over to because I think you sound like you might be awake. Is that right?
Slightly, yeah. Ever so slightly.
Ever so slightly. When did that happen for you?
Well, I've always felt bloody odd, to be honest, Gordon. I've always felt odd. I was always an awkward child and just thought everything was rather strange and the world was strange and didn't like authority, didn't like being told what to do, really didn't like being told what to do, especially if I thought it was wrong. I just thought, what are these people talking about? So I've always had that edge of me where I question everything. So critical thinking, in bucketfuls, and I think that used to really annoy people. So that was like my start.
Mhm.
And then I think I was pretty mainstream until I got ill. So
Right.
I had vaccine injuries, really quite severe. and all kinds of things, and thought, this isn't it. Like, what is going on with the world, and why aren't I getting better by going to my GP? Why don't they understand? um so yeah, it was always boiling underneath.
Yeah.
And then we got the pandemic, the bloody COVID. Oh my God. And I just thought to myself, I'm different to everybody else. I remember sitting in my room thinking, bloody hell, I think they're gonna kill me. I think I'm gonna be dead because I'm not gonna take it. I'm not
Right.
I'm absolutely not gonna take it. So I think that means that I'm gonna die. Not of
Not of the
Not
thing, but
of.
of
Yeah,
them.
but yeah. And I was prepared for that. And
Yeah.
I thought, my God, where am I getting this strength from? How am I prepared to die for that? And it just spiraled from there. And I remember actually being ill, and I think it was with it, whatever that is,
Whatever that
whatever it
was. Yeah.
is, I don't know. But I had whatever the symptoms were, and I was 3 weeks at home ill. And I remember watching The Fall of the Cabal. I'd hope you can say that word,
Yeah.
with Janet.
Uh-huh.
And I watched, I think, 60 episodes over
Bloody hell.
those 3 weeks, and absolutely frightened myself to death.
I was going to say, I bet you were happy as Larry after that.
Oh
60
my
episodes. Yeah.
God. I had the biggest red pill anybody could ever have. And yeah, and that was the start. And the last 6 years feel like they've been my whole life. It just doesn't feel like 6 years, So then you go into, oh my God, all of that's happening, but parallel, Jesus, we're ascending. What the hell does that mean?
Sure.
And then it's going into ascension, and then the Schumann resonance and the planetary alignments and how it was all written in the stars. So now I've gone past all the drudgery
Yeah.
and all the darkness, and I'm, thank God, and I've moved now into what feels like, oh, I'm excited for New Earth, and I'm excited for what's coming. And the shifts. So it's been, I suppose, quick, because
Mm.
a lot of other people have been awake for like 30 odd years. I can't even imagine it. I can't even imagine it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's,
Okay.
oh, and
And
I've
you,
seen spaceships in my garden.
oh, have you? Oh, well, fantastic.
Yeah.
That means you're on the team then, aren't you?
Yeah. So I think I
Yeah.
am as wacky as I thought. Yeah.
Hmm. And you've described beautifully the process, which is, by the way, what's your star sign?
Aquarius.
Do you know, I was going to say, when you were describing yourself, I don't like following rules. I do not like people telling me what to do. I thought Aquarius, but I didn't say it, but there you are.
Yeah.
Okay. My wife's Aquarius as
Is
well. And
she?
she says it was like listening to what she says.
Wow.
And when people tell me what to do, it makes me want to do it even more.
Yeah, me too. Makes me mad.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, so that process you described of first of all, we've got to wake up to the world. We've got to find out what's going on to then be able to pull away from it. And it's the biggest relief ever that seeing that there is more than just that. There's more than just that horrible bit.
Yeah.
You've got to see it,
Yeah.
but then there's like this journey within, isn't it? The journey
Oh,
within, the return back to God or whatever you want to
yeah.
call it. Yeah,
Yeah.
very beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
The self-love, I think. And that's such a like a newfangled expression, isn't it? Oh, you've got to love yourself. And I could never get on board with that before, but now I absolutely know what it means.
Hmm.
And I really didn't love myself. And I don't mean looks and stuff like that, you know, but what did I stand for? Who was I? What was I going, what am I bringing to the world? How am I articulating that? Why am I putting up with certain things?
Hmm.
I didn't love who I was and how I was showing up. So that for me has been the best thing, because even if none of the stuff happens that they say is going to happen and it's going to be beautiful new earth, I already feel like I'm there.
Yeah.
I feel so aligned with myself now that it's been such a lovely journey.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Yeah. And you were saying that you want to kind of stay under the radar a
Yeah.
bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, why? Why? What's the concern?
No concerns. I am just feeling my way through. So some people like you are great. YouTube, putting your face out there, name out there. I'm quite a quiet person.
Uh,
Those who know me will be like, God, you're not quiet. But I am quite a introvert, you know? So I like doing the odd thing like this because
mhm.
it's nice. It's nice.
Good.
But I don't it's not something that I enjoy. Like you see the Mark Atwoods and the Janines and everyone else that's big in that circle, and they're made for it. You
Sure.
are made for it. It's amazing.
Mm.
It's not me, it's not
Sure.
me. So yeah, I just do my I just do my thing.
Absolutely. And that at the end of the day, all we do, we're just little cheerleaders, for everybody else, just to so that they keep on going. Tell me, in with all of the people that you've worked with, I would imagine, how long have you been doing this work?
10 years.
10 years. So you've seen a lot of people. Can you give us a couple of stories about things that you've seen, changes in people that you've seen by them balancing themselves out?
Yeah, I can. And it's not just the minerals. It's
Mhm.
never just the minerals.
Of course.
When people truly get that physical manifestation of symptoms are driven by emotional disharmony, discord in the body, and they do the work on themselves and they release what's driving that, put the minerals on top, completely different people.
Yeah.
Completely different people.
Yeah.
So when you stop blaming other people, and I'm talking about myself because I've been on this journey myself, still on it, you know. So when you take the blame game out, when you can offer forgiveness, and truly mean it, when you can understand other people's patterns of behaviors and know and don't take it personally. Oh shit, it wasn't about me. I get it now. I agreed to this before I bloody came here. Christ. All right. When the whole bigger picture seems to cement together and you realize this is just your experience,
Mhm.
and observe, let it go, then you let go of the burden that's dragging you down and causing that disharmony in the body.
Yeah.
When there's not many people, I'll be honest, there's not many people that can get there, because it's painful.
Oh, absolutely.
It's painful what you've got to go through to identify that and accept that
Yeah.
and then let go.
Yeah.
Yeah, but those people who can, and then you put the minerals on top, they are just, you can see them shining, it's like the best thing ever. You're like, wow, you've broken through. Yeah, it's wonderful.
That sounds absolutely wonderful. Yeah. And I agree with you entirely when you say that, I remember listening to somebody who was talking about keeping your body keeping your body alkaline. Yeah. And if you become too acidic, well, obviously in acid, there's a lot of illness and stuff. But he was saying you could do all of the work, you can get your body perfectly alkaline, and then you have an argument, you have a stressful week, and it's all
Straight
gone.
back there,
Yeah.
straight
Yeah.
back there. Yeah,
Hmm.
your body is just your body's beautiful, right? It's so clever, divinely elegant, unbelievable, and is responding to you.
Hmm.
That's
Yeah.
a hard pill to swallow, isn't it?
It is. And it puts, we've been given this in this world. Everybody's looking for the magic bullet. Everybody wants the doctor to give them that pill that will sort it out for them. And all responsibility for who we are, what we are, how we are, where we are. People have just given it all over to anybody else, and the
Yeah,
government, the
yeah,
doctors, give it to anybody, and so we've got the society which those who want to go down that road, that's their business, but it's a society of victimism, which is
yeah,
poor me. Look what's happened to me. Somebody needs to solve this.
yeah.
And then, as you've described, when you get to that epiphany where you go, actually, that's me. I'm the one who has to sort this out. I'm the one who has to take responsibility. It's so hard and it's so scary
It
because we've
is.
been sold. that either we're not good enough, we don't know enough, we are not experts. Are you an expert? Are you a doctor? You know,
Yeah, oh yeah, I get it all the time, and I'm like,
you
no,
say,
I'm not,
yes, I
thank
am.
God.
Yes, I
Yeah,
am.
yeah, I am, but not the type you think. Yeah.
But it would, people have been literally, programmed to put their life in other people's hands instead of, and so when you have, you've described it, when you have a moment where somebody says, I'm going to sort myself out. Beautiful. It's such a beautiful thing to watch
And it's
and to
part of the
experience.
awakening, and it
Yes,
is
it
part of
is.
ascension. It
Yes, it
all
is.
fits in, and you are the magic bullet. You are
Yeah.
your own doctor. You really, really are. So people come to me, and I see myself as an educator. I'm a facilitator of your own healing. So I'm just going to give you all the information that I know and really help you get on board with it. But you are it. You are
Yeah.
doing it,
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
Absolutely.
it's one of the last stages, that of breaking through, I think, the matrix, if you want to call that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You just, describe what you do. It's the same with the work that I do. Literally, I'm just a facilitator, and the person has to go there, and it's like that story of the guru, the wise man who's pointing at the moon and everybody's looking at his finger. He's going,
Yeah.
no, the moon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I've got absolutely no judgment because they have done a good bloody job
Yeah.
on brainwashing people in every
Yeah.
facet of life. And God, people they're only trying their best, aren't they? And
Yeah, of course.
some people are just not going to get there, and that's their path. And
Sure.
that's good. That's fine. That's good. That's for you. And maybe next time round you will get a little bit step, little bit further.
Absolutely. You know what I mean, I live in Spain, and Spain, however the UK is, Spain is like 100% more focused on what the doctor says
Oh
is the truth.
gosh.
What the doctor says is the truth. And so I've got family around me who are very poorly, and the poorly, and they keep going to the doctor. And every time they go to the doctor, they seem to get more poorly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I and I haven't been to a doctor for 30 years, right?
Love that, Gordon.
Yeah. You know, I'm not saying for a moment that when you have an emergency, they are brilliant. The
Oh,
things that they can
absolutely.
do, fantastic, but that for emergency. But on the day to day, my family always go in there and they're getting prodded and poked and tested and looked at and squeezed and then they keep coming back with more tablets and then they seem more ill. And I say, well, I haven't been to the doctor for 30 years. And they
Yeah.
say, it's genetic. You're
Yeah.
just lucky. And I'm
You're
thinking,
lucky.
it's not lucky. It's
Yeah.
not lucky. Trust me, it's not lucky.
Yeah. You work for that. You nourish yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Usually the people who I see are at their end of their rope. So
Hmm.
they have been all the way through the medical system and they have got nowhere else to turn and they are so desperate. It's bloody heartbreaking, that these people's lives are like movies, what they've been through. Oh
Yeah.
my God, I'm humbled. I just think, my God, people have been through some stuff.
Yeah.
And then just a few changes, literally a few changes, and you can see their energy coming back and they think, oh my God, you were right. I'm like, yeah, yeah.
Fab. I'm going to ask you a question, and we probably have to talk in a little bit in code, if
Okay.
that's all right, which you're
Yeah,
probably used to anyway.
I am.
But
Yeah.
yeah, so you were mentioning, the lack of energy and or all of those kind of names that they give to that. I've got no energy, chronic tiredness, and I know a few people who've had that since they got that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you spent any time working with people who've had that kind of damage?
Sure have. Yeah. And they have a version of mitochondrial starvation, I call it. So when you have long COVID, are we allowed to say that?
I think so.
Yeah. When you have what they call long COVID, that just means your mitochondria are hungry, they're starved, they're not firing on all cylinders. So whatever is in that has created a storm in the body,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And when I look at the mineral pattern of people, my God, it's very different to the people who haven't. It's
Right.
quite a lot different.
Hmm.
And they just need extra support,
Right.
right? They're literally burning through their mineral stores.
Yeah.
And the body senses a threat and there is no threat. But
Yeah.
so it's an internal chaos. So yeah,
Mm.
I do, I do see that.
Yeah. Okay. Brilliant. Oh, that'll give some hope to people who are going through that, because I know a number of people who are going through that, and they just don't know what to do. They're
Yeah,
trying
there's
everything.
always hope. If you're listening to this and you're panicking, don't panic. There's always hope and there's always ways around. And you've got to really believe and have faith in the divinity of your beautiful physical vessel. And if you can pour that love in from source, then you will recover. Nothing is unrecoverable for me in my view. If you can just put the the missing pieces back into the body, then it'll be very excited, and yes, it will. You'll start to feel better.
Very good. Beautiful. Beautiful. Well, CJ, I mean, I feel that I could talk to you for a long time, because you've got a lot of knowledge, but I think that's probably enough for people to have met you. I absolutely love the work that you're doing.
Thank you.
Bravo, for doing that. And also I love your enthusiasm and your positivity, and all of that. It comes across very, very tangible. I can feel it, which is lovely.
I think it happens when you're living your purpose. You can't hide it. It's
Hmm.
it's it's just bloody enjoyable. It is
Absolutely.
enjoyable. Yeah.
Absolutely. And isn't it funny how all of our purposes seem to be all pointing to service to others, yeah? Helping
Absolutely. Yeah.
others.
There's
Hmm.
nothing better. There's
There
nothing
isn't.
better.
There
No.
isn't. Yeah, it's a cure for most things, helping
Yeah,
other people. Yeah.
I agree.
Okay, so well listen, as you suggested it. I didn't, and I will remind you that you suggested it, that we could do something with a hair test, and maybe you could do a review for
Yeah.
me, yeah?
I think yours would be pretty good, Gordon, to be honest.
I hope so.
Yeah,
I'd be
because
disappointed.
you haven't been to the doctor for 30 years, so you've got a good start. You've got a good start. But
Yeah.
yeah, it'd be really, really interesting to do a live analysis for you. Yeah.
Fantastic. That would be lovely. That would be lovely. Okay. All right. So we'll post this. Your information's all there if people want to get in touch with you. And I recommend, definitely, if you feel that something has resonated here, then get in touch with CJ, and we'll get back together in a near future as well. Yeah.
Fab. Can I just say that there's more than one me as well? So there are a lot of people that do this. So you can look at the RCP website, and there's a huge directory of consultants all over the world. So you can find somebody more local to you if that's what you fancy.
Okay.
So yeah, there's lots of people available to help.
And that's called Root Cause
Yeah,
Protocol
the root
Mineral
cause
Balance.
protocol.
Yeah.
Yes.
All
Yeah.
right. Well, thank you so much, CJ, and we'll talk again. Yeah.
Thanks, Gordon.
All right.
Bye.